Everyone, I would like to call to order the Pasco Board of County Commission meeting of August 10th, 2021. At this time, please silence all electronic devices and mute your microphones. Please rise with me for the invocation and the pledge.
O merciful Creator, your hand is open wide to satisfy the needs of every living creature. Make us thankful for your loving providence and grant that we, remembering the account that we must one day give, may be faithful stewards of your good gifts. Amen.
Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
District 2, Commissioner Moore.
Here.
District 3, Commissioner Starkey. District 4, Commissioner Fitzpatrick.
Here.
District 5, Commissioner Mariano.
Here.
District 1, Chairman Oakley.
Here. Let it be known that today Commissioner Starkey is not with us, so all voting will be done by roll call.
Yeah.
So.
No, she's not attending virtually, so you don't have to.
So I have to do that on, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
You've got all members who are attending here, so you don't need to
Okay.
do it by roll.
So we have 4 members here.
Except
and we
for
don't have
your
to do that.
ordinances that require it.
Right. Okay. Now is the time for public comment. Citizens are given an opportunity to comment on any item coming before the board and on items to be placed on future board agendas under another business under their purview. Today's public comment will be handled as follows. First, we will take public comment from those who are here in person. Then we will take public comment from those that are pre-registered for WebEx link and are currently on queue. This format does not waive the request that when you address the board, you address your comments not directed personally toward a commissioner or a team member, but rather directed at the issues. This provides mutual respect between the board members and the public. For WebEx and in-person participants, after stating your name and address for the clerk, the timer will start a countdown. After 2 minutes, a beep will sound, letting you know that you have 1 minute remaining. After your time is up, 2 beeps will sound, and indicates your 3 minutes are up, and you should finish your comments. WebEx recipients will be disconnected automatically when their time is up. The following people have signed up for public comment.
Mr. Chair, the only one who signed up is myself. No one else has signed up for WebEx.
Okay.
Sorry, for public comment.
Okay, nobody signed up in WebEx?
So we had 2 individuals signed up for WebEx, but they are not connected.
Okay,
So they registered, but they did not join.
all right. So, you're ready?
I am. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
So to avoid ending to the end of the meeting to discuss an important topic on miscellaneous business, I signed up for public comment to discuss the letter I sent to the board on July 14th. I have not received a response to the letter, and I didn't see that the item was placed on the board agenda for discussion. In the letter, I asked for 2 things that were presented. First was full funding of the IT cost. The board acknowledges that it's responsible for my office's IT costs included in the budget request. However, the county administrator only recommends to partially fund my office's IT. Now, during the last BCC meeting, the commission advised that the board intends to fund the remaining amount of my request in the county fiscal year 22-23 budget and is handling all new business plan initiatives in a similar manner. However, to my knowledge, I'm the only constitutional officer who the county administrator recommends funding at less than 100%. Therefore, I am requesting that this commission provide the additional $671,465,000 to satisfy the undisputed portions of my county fiscal year 21-22 budget. And then secondly, I invited the board to file a joint request with the Attorney General for an opinion regarding what constitutes a local requirement pursuant to Section 29.008. As a response to my letter has not been received and it is not an item on this meeting's agenda, I would like the board to consider its decision during this meeting so that next steps can be determined. And thank you.
Thank you. So are those that have signed up for WebEx, are they?
Let me double check for that and see if they've joined. No one has joined on WebEx.
Okay, they're not on queue, and no one else here. Is anyone here today that did not sign up and would like to speak public comment? Seeing no one, we'll close public comment for this time and move on to, it's time for resolution. Madam Clerk, will you please read the first resolution?
Yes, I believe he's in the front row here. Can Martin Levins II please stand up to the podium?
Come up here.
Up to the podium.
You're on camera now. You're on TV. So there you go.
There you go.
You're the center of attention.
All right. Resolution number 21252, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, congratulating Martin Levins II on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. Whereas Martin Levins II, son of Martin J. Levins and Janet C. Levins, is 17 years old and will begin his senior year at Saddlebrook Preparatory School. And whereas Martin joined Cub Scouts as a Tiger Scout in 2010 as a member of Pac 40, crossing over into Boy Scouts to join Troop 1775, Natick, Maine. Did I get that right?
Natick, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, thank you. How do you pronounce the city?
Natick.
Natick, okay. In 2015, continuing on to be a founder of Troop 300, Saddlebrook, Florida in 2017, where he completed the Eagle Scout requirements. On September 19, 2019, he attained his Eagle Scout rank. And whereas achieving the rank of Eagle Scout is of special significance, not only in scouting, but also in areas of higher education, business and industry, and community service. The award is a performance-based achievement whose standards have been well maintained over the years. And whereas to earn the rank of Eagle Scout, the highest advancement rank in scouting, a Boy Scout must fulfill requirements in the areas of leadership, service, and outdoor skills. And whereas Martin has held the position of Junior Assistant Scout Master, Troop Guide, Senior Patrol Leader, and Scribe. And whereas Martin has earned 39 merit badges, 21 of which required to achieve the rank of Eagle Scout, including family life, archery, swimming, rifle shooting, photography, medicine, oceanography, sports, citizenship in the world, coin collecting, cycling, first aid, gardening, cooking, camping, life-saving, citizenship in the nation, golf, environmental science, reading, game design, small boat sailing, kayaking, communication, citizen in the community, personal fitness, wilderness survival, personal management, motoring, boating, salesmanship, fishing and wildlife, geocaching, canoeing, engineering, astronomy, traffic safety, fishing, search and rescue, and horsemanship. And whereas Martin has earned 13 scouting awards, the bronze, gold, and silver Eagle Palms after achieving his Eagle. He has camped 66 nights, logged 95 miles of hiking, and provided 151 hours of service, as well as assisting his fellow Scouts Eagles projects. And whereas for his let me try that again. And whereas for his Eagle Scout Service project, Martin decided to do an environmentally friendly project that recycles used tennis balls to make low-impact tennis courts for people with disabilities. Through Martin's Eagle Scout Service project, over 40,000 tennis balls have been collected and sent to the recycling company, Recycle Balls, enough to provide the surface for 4 low-impact tennis courts. Martin began this project in July of 2019, and with the help of fellow troop members, school members, friends, and family, the project was finished by September 2019 and took 169 hours to complete. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby congratulates Martin Levins II on attaining the coveted rank of Eagle Scout and is very proud of Martin for his accomplishments. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting the 10th day of August 2021.
Move for approval.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Welcome. Motion passed 4-0.
Before we come down,
Mr. Moore?
congratulations. What an accomplishment. I know we tried to do this last year.
we wanted to have you in here, but obviously other things prevailed. But we're so happy to have you here. What an accomplishment. You know, I spent some time in Scouts, but I never got to the rank of Eagle. I watched so many people go through. I mean, you heard what he did. I mean, that was like a full-time job for you, right?
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. I've worked so hard for this my whole life, and I've wanted to achieve this goal, and I'm overwhelmed with. I'm just so happy that I've been able to do it.
Excellent. So, going to Saddlebrook, are you also a tennis player?
Yes.
Good. Is that the original reason you moved down here to play tennis in Saddlebrook?
One of the reasons. The other reason was because my parents were fed up with the cold in Massachusetts.
Okay, well that's smart. That's smart. There's only one reason for snow is if you have skis or a snowboard on your feet, right?
Yes.
Besides that, there's no use for it.
You go to visit, you don't go to live.
Yeah, good. So, are you competing on a national level with tennis right now, or more of a local?
More competing local level.
Are you? Good, good. State? You have a state ranking yet?
I do not know at this moment.
No. Okay. Just getting rolling again. I played tennis. That's why I asked.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day. Back in the day, I think when I played at Greenleaf, that's when Capriati was there, and Tommy
Yes.
Ho, and if you remember those folks. That's been some time, but I'm not as good as you. Trust me. Well, what we're going to do now, we're going to come down and present you with this resolution. We have it framed. If your parents would like to come up, and we'll shoot a couple photos. Congratulations. 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 Let's go right in front of the podium there. You guys can come right to the other side. Come over here. And everybody else is gathered around here. You got it. Can you fit us all in here? We could probably do one more person on this side. There you go. There we go. Okay, thanks a lot. Right here, we'll point that way for the family. Okay. All right, let's look over here. All right. You got one behind. The paparazzi in here for you. Okay. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Great job.
Good luck with everything, and good luck with your tennis career as well. That's awesome.
Takes a lot of work to help you get it.
All right, give him a round of applause, everybody. And you're welcome to stay as long as you want, but it is going to be pretty boring. So. Oh, sorry, EDC. That's going to be real entertaining. Sorry. Never mind.
Number 107. That's funny.
Take care.
Congrats.
While we were doing the resolution, we got a call from a lady who was having technical difficulty with her public comments. So this time she's called in on another number, I think, and so.
I think she was actually able to connect while we were doing the presentation.
While we're doing the presentation, okay.
That is correct.
So we'll open up public comment for her words, and then we'll close it afterwards.
All
Okay?
right. Thank you, sir. The individual, okay, so I've been informed that she's on and unmuted. Miss Darlene DeYonke, if you don't mind stating your name and address for the record, and then you can begin your comments.
My name is Darlene DeYonke, 5915 Big Ranch Drive, Unit 109. up in Florida. I don't know if all that's coming from, I don't know if you can hear me.
We do.
We can hear you. We can hear you fine.
Okay, I'm hearing a lot of static. Okay. Darlene Diakey, 5915 Sea Ranch Drive, Unit 109, Hudson, Florida, 34667. Please protect the residents of Pasco County from the increasing number of vacation rentals throughout the county by not repealing ordinance number 9921. Please do not repeal this ordinance. Please do not prohibit neighborhoods, communities, and associations from having the ability to determine whether or not their own community, neighborhood, and association allow vacation rentals. I don't think that any one of you would like to live next door to this type of activity in the neighborhood, condo, or HOA. The following are some of the instances of disorder caused by these short-term rentals in my condo complex this summer. 8 or more people in a 1 or 2 bedroom unit, noisy parking, total disregard for published rules and regulations, cigarette butts and other debris on the property, alcohol and glass bottles brought into the pool area, unattended children in pool and property areas, destruction of property, parking in private and designated parking spots or on narrow streets, climbing over fences to get into the pool after hours. This is my home. I do not expect to live in a transient hotel type property. Please protect residents from problems arising from transient uses of property, residential property. Homeowners need protection from investors. Homeowners need assurances that when moving into a residential neighborhood or condo community, that neighborhood remains residential and investors cannot come in and take over, destroying safety and quality of life. Such is the case at Gulf Island in Hudson, Florida. Gulf Island is roughly 25% investors. That number is climbing with each subsequent sale. That translates into 50 units out of 216 wanting to rent 24/7, 365 days a year. Meanwhile, thanks to Airbnb, strangers are everywhere, constantly coming and going, destroying our safe residential gated community. County Commissioner Jack Mariano, major investor in the Sunset Phase 4 property next door to us, in direct conflict of interest with his position as County Commissioner, has initiated the advocacy to repeal ordinance 9921. This property, whether it is for sale or not, is much more valuable as vacation rental than a residential property. It will be much easier to sell vacation rentals without having to deal with owners like me who do not want vacation rentals and without any rules.
Mr. Chairman, I apologize. One of the things we talk about at the beginning of the meeting is not having personal attacks against other commissioners on this board.
Right.
And that's what's stated before. We have a couple of comments. If we can follow this guidelines, I'd appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay. It is the responsibility of county commissioners to act in the best interest of citizens and residents of Pasco County, not to act in the best interest of investors disrupting residential neighborhoods. It can hardly be in the best interest of Pasco County to voluntarily give up all local control of vacation rentals and the entire county to the state of Florida and leave all those in opposition to vacation rentals without a voice. The county commissioners have an obligation to represent the people of Pasco County, not special interest groups. I hope that when you come home tonight, you can rest, put up your feet, and relax, and you don't have to be on like somebody 20 feet away all the time, and there are strangers around you everywhere.
Thank you for your comments.
Yep, her turn.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
can I address just one quick comment on that? The condominium associations have an exclusion in the code currently where they can vote themselves to go forward. There's a motion in there where they're actually trying to do that right now. If they do that, this ordinance we're talking about changing will not affect that at all.
Yeah.
On my building itself, if it goes to be my building, et cetera, we develop that, we have our own separate vote as well, so it doesn't affect us at all.
Right.
Just to be clear.
All right. Did the other lady
We confirmed that she is actually not getting one.
not get on?
So we are done with
All
public.
right, so that, now at this time, we will conclude public comment. Okay. Now, it's time for consent agenda. I have a pull sheet in front of me. It's C39 is pull and revise, C41 withdraw, C is it 52, pull and revise. C 68,
69.
69, pull and revise. C 84, pull and revise. C 86, pull and revise. Okay? Entertain a motion on the rest of the items on consent, or is there anything else you'd like to pull?
Move approval of the remaining consent agenda?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion passed 4-0. All right, we'll start with C 39.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. My name is Gail Parnell from IT, and I am here on behalf of Todd Bailey. We have an updated quote that had expired that needed to be replaced, no additional dollars, and IT is recommending approval.
Move for approval with advice.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion passed 4-0. Move on to C 41 has been withdrawn, so is C 52.
Hi, good morning. Stacy Ziegler, Purchasing Director. We have an error on the background analysis, just the date. It should say Board approved August 19, 2020, and it said 2021. So we're correcting that error.
Move for approval, revise.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Motion passed 4-0.
Thank you.
C 69.
You gotta be a little quicker, Mr. Batista.
Yeah, okay. Good morning, John Batista, Resource Recovery Solid Waste. Attachment number 1 was the incorrect reference prior to memorandum. It has been replaced with the correct prior memorandum.
Move approval, no changes?
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion passed 4-0.
Thank you.
All right, C 84.
Good morning, Marcy Esbeck, Director of Community Development, C84. Underneath the recommended board action, we have striked or eliminated the line that says authorize the chairman to execute the agreement provided, as there is no agreement to sign.
Okay,
Move approval of no change?
Second.
got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, like sign. Motion passed 4-0. All right, C 86.
Thank you again, Director Marcy Esberg. And for this item, we neglected to put on as attachments at the bottom the 2 forms that have to be signed for the Florida Housing Finance Corporation for the local government verification of contribution loan form. Those have been added.
Move approval of the additions?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, like sign. Motion passed 4-0.
Thank you.
Okay, that concludes the consent agenda. We'll move on to, let's see here. What resolution did I lost my track here? Somewhere here. 105? Okay, R 105.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It's Bill Cronin with the Pasco EDC. It's my pleasure to present to you our quarterly report for Q3 as required through our Memorandum of Understanding as well as with our Penny for Pasco agreement. Do I need the clicker? You're going to click for me? Okay. All right. First of all, let me say also, I'm also an Eagle Scout. If that young man would have stuck around, I would have told him that it's the only certificate that I keep on my wall as far as degrees and diplomas. That is probably one of the best honors that's out there. So I hope he stays in Pasco County. So starting out with the good stuff, business recruitment. We are still in business. A lot of people have slowed down on the decision-making process, but our pipeline continues to remain full. We've had 3 big successes this year, which have helped us a lot in terms of our job creation, our capital investment, but still need to get some more numbers in there. We've got probably close to half a dozen that are between final agreement and announcing before the end of the year. But again, most of our leads are still coming in advanced manufacturing, high-tech, IT. These are exactly the kind of jobs that we're seeking here in the area. If you could advance to the next slide. And that's the projects that I mentioned. If you look, we're almost 3/4 of our goal, over 3/4 of our goal on capital investment, and almost 3/4 of our goal on jobs. But we do need some more projects in there no matter what the size. Go ahead. As far as business retention, expansion, and that's taking care of our existing business and getting out and visiting companies, even amidst COVID, we're still making regular calls out and meeting our companies, understanding what the obstacles are beyond just considerations like COVID, but also workforce development and financing as well. A total of 51 company visits year to date. Our goal is 80, so we're trending well. Workforce connections, we've got a 12 that happened this quarter, picking back up from previous quarters. If you could go ahead, next slide. Attendance of conferences, yes, there are conferences going on. Some are virtual, some are hybrid, and some are in person, as well as events. We had 9 events that we attended this last quarter, and we made 3 in-person presentations to groups. Go ahead. Earned media value. Yeah, we can't put this in the bank and pay anybody with this money, but for those of you that had a background in advertising and marketing, that is the dollar amount of what our value is worth in media and the impact that we're making, and people pay good money to get that type of media value. Go ahead. We can keep going through some of the web analytics. I don't want it to be boring, as Mr. Commissioner Moore said.
I wasn't referring to you.
Okay. People are hitting our page and they're staying on our page. If you look at the impressions that we're getting just in Q3, 66,000 impressions. That's really good. At people getting out, finding the information, and we're directing them from there into our web pages. Go ahead. Even better news on the private sector, new investors. So we have 85 total investors right now. Our goal for our fundraising is $489,000. We're at $436,000. We do get a lot of renewals in September at the end of the year, so this is looking really good. 35 board and policy council members. We're almost at our limit in terms of per our bylaws. I think most importantly, we've got some new investors in there, and if you go to the next slide, you'll see that 3 are policy council members. So we've got a total, I think, of 8 policy council members now that are all coming in at that $25,000 or more in working on our legislative agenda. Go ahead to the next slide. So we've got 1 new board, 3 new policy council members. The policy council members include Moffitt Cancer Center, Phillips and Jordan, and also Santander Bank, which is one of our newest announcements from this year. Pasco EDC's hosted several in-person and hybrid events during this last quarter. Team Up, our annual awards, first time we've ever done anything with tourism before, and that was at Advent Health Center Ice. CEO Dinner with the Shark with Kevin Harrington, and Grow Pasco had an all-day event at the Hyatt, and there'll be more about that in the Penny for Pasco results. We're visiting right now with some of our peer communities, City of Orlando, talking about smart growth strategies as we talk about land and what types of consideration that we make, especially with regards to the types of companies we bring in. Pasco EDC is sponsoring the SEDC Annual Conference, which starts this weekend at the JW Marriott downtown. We'll have economic developers from 17 southern states here in the region. We'll keep them away from all of our companies and make sure they don't try to poach any of them and take them back to their states, but we get to show off a little bit while they're here. And we're working with a consultant to review Tampa Bay Partnership's role in some of the changes that they've made in their organization. Go ahead. And then upcoming events, legislative reception, I'm sorry that just 2 days ago, over the weekend, that is being postponed. We'll get you a new date. We want to make sure the members of our delegation are available. And again, that's to thank them for a wonderful session this last year up in Tallahassee. NetFest, September 23rd. You might recall we used to do NetFest in the spring and the awards in the fall. NetFest will be in the fall this year. It's going to be a little different theme. Instead of our cowboy theme event, it is Back to the Future, and it will be at the Edison Building right at Suncoast, Suncoast in 54, up on the 3rd floor. Great view of a lot of the things that are going on in the central part of the county. Also, Meet the Members, October 26th. So you know we've got Meet the Projects, where we bring in new projects. Now we're actually introducing our projects to our members and our companies. One of the aspects of that is that we'll be able to get our small businesses in our incubator to meet with our existing companies here with a true B2B connection. So I believe that is it on the MOU. If you don't have any questions on that, I'll go ahead to the penny for Pasco. And there is Kevin Harrington to the right and our own Dan Mitchell on the left, Director of Smart Start. Kevin Harrington, one of the original founders of Shark Tank, was here this last quarter for a special dinner and for Grow Pasco to talk to our entrepreneurs. Go ahead, the next slide. And in the interest of time, I'm going to go through the highlight summaries, and then I'll go to the last slide afterwards just to show you where we're at on our barometer. Ready sites, we now have 7 sites, over 2,000 acres. And one of them, our Eagle Industrial Park, is under contract. So that is one of the announcements that I anticipate having for you in the next couple weeks. That is up on 52. We're getting a lot more proposals from industry sectors, electric plane manufacturers, aircraft parts, plastics, fuel manufacturers, warehouse distribution. Still seeing a lot of really good activity for all of the different target industry sectors. International, April 22nd, we had Fort Valley Chamber of Commerce in Scotland. We had an event where we exchanged in the life sciences industry with our Tampa partners in the region, and that's for our life sciences companies. May 27th, we had a regional trade update called Here Today, Trade Tomorrow, and that was a Pasco EDC event that was held in person. And Global Tampa Bay and Pasco EDC participate in Select USA Investment Summit back in June. Our enhanced marketing, again, that's any marketing over and above what we already do for the county. This would be to market those penny programs. We're starting a series of videos about Smart Start to get more of our entrepreneurs aware of the programs that are out there. We just finished a few video series that you'll start to see released, and it's award season as well, too, for all of our economic development organizations. You might recall last year we got 3 international awards. I'm hopeful that some of these will be awards, and we'll find out within the next month or so. Go ahead to the next slide. Workforce Connect. So we're continuing to see more and more and more emphasis on talent, especially since people can work from home and they can work anywhere now. So it's really important that we take care of our existing workforce here. And businesses now are asking, where is that pipeline? Where is my existing customers? We're getting a number of inquiries through the Workforce Connect program, and also understanding, driving patterns where they're at, and working together with the other workforce training providers. CEO program is new, so we had a CEO roundtable. We have a new executive program that's going to be rolled out October 1. It's also going to include all the new companies that move here. So you've seen a lot of announcements in the last 5 years, and a lot of those companies don't get involved right away. This is a way for them to learn about the community, kind of like a Leadership Pasco or Leadership Tampa Bay, but more about what we do at the economic development level and get them engaged into our program. So that's something new. You'll see that class coming through in October, and it'll be those companies that have just moved here to try to get them more civically engaged. In Smart Start, we launched a Santander Business Growth Scholarship Fund, which is focused on women and minority-owned businesses. We've got 8 businesses that have already been awarded grants, and this is for working in the entrepreneurship area. Smart Start video continues to be filmed. I mentioned that in the marketing. And Grow Pasco event had over 70 attendees, and that was the event that was all day at the Hyatt. Okay, and if we could advance, unless you have questions, we're going to advance to the last slide, which I believe is a barometer or a dashboard that shows where we're at with all of our programs. And the rest of this is in your packet. Okay, overall progress, you can see on Ready Sites, we're over halfway there for this year. For international programs, believe it or not, over 65%, considering people aren't training or traveling right now. CEO program getting ready to roll out, and Workforce Connect and Smart Start are all trending right around 75%, averaging 68% total for the Penny for Pasco programs, and we're about 68, 75% through the year, so we're trending well. So I'm going to stop there and ask if anyone has any questions, and if not, we'll let you get back to the exciting part of the meeting.
Yeah.
Any questions?
This guy. Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Great job. We appreciate your efforts, especially during this past year. I know it wasn't easy on everybody. Now, your presentations are exciting. I was reminding the student that he did not want to see all of our other things for the day. Yeah. You're so funny. You're so funny. I didn't even know you guys were presenting, to be honest with you.
That's on the record, too, by the way.
It is on the record.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, you guys are great. You're wonderful. We love you. But
Thank
no,
you.
in all seriousness, thanks for everything you guys are doing, your entire team.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Commissioner.
all your efforts, and it's great to see a lot of things in the pipeline. And again, goal is, right, more jobs in Pasco, so people aren't going to Hillsborough and Pinellas. That is the objective. Let's keep our sites, too, that we can continue to use for economic development. It's much needed.
Mr. Mariano?
Thank you. Bill, you're doing a phenomenal job. It's great to see all the things you're moving forward. Tremendous work. And I'm really impressed that that you, with Commissioner Moore's help, et cetera, to join with tourism to do the event that you had done.
Yeah.
I know with Dr. Kirk and Mr. Dempsey, they were greatly affected, touched, and the whole community, I think, came together. Those two wonderful gentlemen have done such great work for this community. Was great recognition. So appreciate all your great work.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you for everything that you do, and I was actually able to go scalloping with them and got loving scallops, so that was pretty interesting to see, but it's very important that we have this bond and bring the jobs to Pasco County. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, all I can say is it's awesome what job you do for us here in the county, and your team, your staff members. I want to thank each and every one of them for the work they do for us. So
We'll make sure that they all know
we
that.
certainly appreciate everything.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you all again.
Thank you.
All right. Happy Tuesday.
Okay.
Happy Tuesday.
Okay, we have a time certain on R106 at 11 o'clock, so at that time, that's attorney-client session, closed session, and we'll break for that when it comes to that time. And then 107 has to follow 106, so we move on to 108.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. For the record, I'm Sandra Anderson. I am the Director of Information and Customer Service for Pasco County Utilities. What we're here today is to ask for the permission to open up and make recommendations for changes to a couple of our ordinances. One of the ordinances we want to open is Chapter 62, which is natural resources. The main thing we're going to focus on within this section, within this chapter, is the year-round water restrictions. We want to get more in lockstep with what the Water Management District is doing and upgrade a couple of the items in there. That's our main focus for that whole section. And then the other chapter is Chapter 110, and we'll be looking at sections 2, 3, and 5. That means we'll be looking at things for potable water, reclaimed water, as well as solid waste sewer sewer system. And under here, it hasn't been updated in a while. We got multiple type of changes that we'll be looking at within this area. We will not be doing this in a vacuum. We don't do anything at the utilities. We do it with our customers in mind. And with that said, we will be doing it with all the individual stakeholders, the builders that we work with now, the irrigation societies, the developers, the HOAs, the golf courses, the community leaders, et cetera. Everybody that we communicate and engage now in the services we provide and or will be providing to them in the future, we'll make sure we do meet with them and they will hear what we're thinking and we will hear what they're thinking. Just to give you an idea of a couple of the examples of amendments, things that may be taking place, a lot of it is clarifying language. When we communicate and how our customers communicate with us or the other organizations throughout the county, we all use different words interchangeably, and it's really leading to some miscommunication. So we want to get in there and update some of the definitions and really clarify things that make it easier for our customers and all impacted parties to follow along. We want to clarify the application of fines. Right now, we have been getting more aggressive in about the last 18 months of ensuring that we have access to our meters at all times. That's a requirement for you to be our customer. And we do, right now, do fines for illegal connections and or anybody tampering with our system. That's a major health and safety issue, and we take that very seriously. So that's one of the things we're going to look at, how we're applying that and making sure that everybody understands what you can and cannot do when you sign up to be a customer of Pasco County Utilities. We also will need to update some outdated policies. One of the things that we have in there now is the payment of the commitment fees. That policy actually sunsetted in 2010, and we are in 2021. And the main thing about that commitment fee process that's put in there, they used to pay they would pay 50% up front when they begin the development, and the second 50% of the commitment fees would come in at when they have 51% build at or 18 months, whichever came first. So that expired actually in 2010. And the other thing we're going to look at is when we release the deposits for the accounts back to the customers. Right now, we hold those for 24 months, and we're looking at releasing those at 12 months to get them back to the customers. And then the other thing is the final bullet there is, again, more of a housekeeping type of thing. We did restructure within our branch. We were 3 departments. We are now 1 to be utilities. So get some of that language in there properly stated, as well as the delegation authority. Where it says the assistant county administrator, we want to get that so and or his and her designee. It does not mean we're going to violate or create our own policies. It just allows us to react faster to resolve any conflict or issues our customers may have. And that's the main thing I wanted to share with you today. And again, this is a 2-part process. We come today to ask permission basically to open it and work with all of our customers and stakeholders. We expect to come back in about 12 months with any recommendations to any of these, to these 2 main ordinances, and we'll make sure it gets workshop prior, and as we said, we will definitely work with all of our stakeholders.
Any questions?
Mr. Chairman? Just
Mr.
a couple of comments. I first want to say that I'm glad you're bringing this forward, but I just want to compliment you, Sandra, for the great service you give our customers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whether I have a realtor's problem that I haven't had in 2 years, 3 years, so you handle that well, or whether they just got a simple constituent service problem that goes on. Your customer service has been absolutely phenomenal every step of the way, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. I know the citizens do too.
Thank you very much. We have a fabulous team, and I really feel blessed to work for the customers.
You're doing a phenomenal job. Thank you. And thank your team too.
Thank you. I will.
Mr. Moore?
Just to ride your coattails a little bit, thank you for this, but again, he's right, because we don't get to see you up here. Thank you for your excellent service. We really appreciate it. As a customer, Sandra has helped me, as a non-commissioner. I know it sounds silly, but, I saw my water, this is true, I saw my water bill going up. I'm like, oh, geez, my water bill is going up now. She gave me the ideas of things to do around the house to see if that was the problem. It was the problem. Had people come in and fix it, water bill went down 35 to 40 bucks. And it's true, it really was. So thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm just saying that because, this is what you do for customers on a regular basis. I was a customer that day. Gave me exactly what you're going to give one of our constituents. Here's what you need to try. Here's what you should do. That's what I did, and it worked. Small amount of out of pocket for myself to have a plumber come in and do it, but overall, it was my issue. It wasn't the county's issue, and you helped me fix it. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
and we appreciate all you've done for helping us reach out to our customers and do things for the citizens of Pasco County. So she just presented here a week or two ago at Tampa Bay Water about our new webpage, and it looked very good and very helpful, and I think everybody appreciated hearing that. So
Thank you.
okay. This time I entertain a motion so they can carry out this work.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion passed 4-0.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, we go to 109.
It's always a pleasure to be here in the morning. Marcy Esberg, Director of Community Development, and we're here to go over our 2021 action plan. Of course, the Community Development Office is your department that works to improve the lives of our Pasco residents through 4 areas: homeless initiatives, neighborhood revitalization, affordable housing, and community partnerships. We use state and federal funding. Today we'll be talking about that federal funding. And we do work with individual households right in our office, but we also partner with a number of agencies around the community. And so the projects we'll be talking about will be those partner communities. On the next slide, you'll see the 3 grant programs that we are looking at today. Pasco County is an entitlement community. That means that we directly receive funding from housing and urban development based on our population, our number of low-income people, the type of housing we have here. And these are the funds that we have available to work with this year. The first program we'll be looking at is the Community Development Block Grant Fund with an allocation of $3.0 million coming in this year, plus other funding from last year and program income. We use those funds in public services or human services programs and also development, and we do this with an annual competitive application cycle. Our home investment partnership with a grant of $1.3 million is our affordable housing program, not the state one, but the federal affordable housing program. And then our emergency solutions grant, $247,000, that is our homeless activities program with outreach, emergency shelter, rapid rehousing, homeless prevention, and the homeless management information system. So on the next slide, you'll see our funding recommendations. You know that we have an annual application that opened up in March, and then the applications came in, and we also have a committee that is comprised of citizens and a couple of people from the county, and they go over all the applications, they review, score, and rank them, and then these come to you for approval. So this is the list. We have, for public services, Van Gogh's Palette, which is the services through Vincent House, One Community Now, St. Vincent de Paul Cares, which is an agency, and we just opened up 8 units of affordable housing with them and 30 units last month. The Deaf and Hard of Hearing, who is located currently in Galen Wilson, is now going to relocate to have more synergy of service with Lighthouse for the Blind, and so that's funding for their relocation. And for the first time since we built their building, Boys and Girls Club of Tampa Bay has come back to get funding for their after-school program. And a new grant to us would be a new agency, the End Recidivism Project. On the next slide, we have our development projects. So these are brick and mortar rehab projects, also economic growth. Those are that's under development. Gulf Coast Jewish Family and Community Services, we're doing renovations to one of their facilities. Arc Nature Coast, we want to bring the site up to meet the needs of both day and residential programming. CARES, we're going to be a match for the money that they got from the state so that they could clear the land and get ready for the building that they're going to build. And we are partnering with Pasco County Parks and Recreation to build a universally inclusive playground in the Lake Lisa Park. Partnering with the Office of Economic Growth for a $500,000 economic development revolving loan fund. And then the last two projects are to assist our staff to manage these projects. So that is our CDBG funding. On our next slide, this is our ESG, or our homeless funding. For emergency shelter, we are going to recommend funding ACE Opportunities, Catholic Charities, Salvation Army, and Sunrise of Pasco County. The last two, Sunrise and Salvation Army, are our shelters for people that experience domestic violence. For homeless prevention, new to us is Fresh Start of Pasco and One Community Now. And then our Coalition for the Homeless manages our HMIS, or Homeless Management Information System. Last but not least, we have our home funding recommendations, which again is to go vertical with housing, affordable housing. We have a small project to convert septic to sewer for a residential care facility. Working again this year, we did it last year, and we're doing it again this year. Re-roofing 11 buildings for the Pasco County Housing Authority in 2 different places of theirs. And then tenant-based rental assistance, and we're bringing on a new agency, West Care, as well as continuing with the Coalition for the Homeless. So those are our recommendations. Next slide. So are there questions from the commissioners? I'd be happy to answer it.
Any questions?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Mr.
All
Chairman, just
opposed,
would like
like
to,
sign, but motion passed 4-0.
if I could just add, Marcia, you're doing a great job. A lot of things going on there, you're touching a lot of different bases at a very tough time, so thank you.
Thank you.
I'd also like to say thank you. I've been able to send citizens to you, and they've been able to find housing. So very excited. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marcia, for all you do, and your team members also. Appreciate it. Okay, I have
Regular item on the addendum.
5 minutes.
Yeah, you can do that in 5 minutes or not. It's a
Got
total
5 minutes.
ordinance
Can you do
update.
your old business in 5 minutes?
Yeah, I can do
There is an addendum item, regular.
Do the
addendum
regular,
item.
we can do that one.
With that, I think I can get through that
Oh, you think you can get that?
in 5 minutes.
Which item you're talking about now?
So it is,
251, very into the agenda.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
so this is a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County establishing maximum rates which may be charged on the towing of vehicles or mobilization of vehicles on private property, removal of storage of wrecked or disabled vehicles from an accident scene, or for the removal of and storage in the event the owner or operator is incapacitated or unavailable, leaves procurement of wrecker service to law enforcement at the scene, or otherwise does not consent to the removal of the vehicle, providing annual adjustment rates based on the Consumer Price Index, providing for an effective date. On June 8th, Commissioner Fitzpatrick brought to the board's attention that the fees allowed under Resolution 07169 had not been revised in some time, and concerns of the 2 operators that are on the sheriff's and FHP tow rotations had basically asked for an increase in value in the Class A wrecker service fees. At that time, Mr. Goldstein, on my behalf, asked the board that if they were going to raise the Class A, that they also ask staff to review Class B and Class C so that there wasn't a disparity between the different levels of tow that your resolution previously covered. Staff went and looked at surrounding jurisdictions, and we have prepared a resolution which is attached, raising the rates consistent to a large extent with what Hillsborough County is charging. We did bump, at Commissioner Fitzpatrick's request, we did bump the base rate for Class A wreckers to $150, which is what the wrecker operator had requested, based on some information that Hillsborough was currently reviewing their record charges anyway. It is the board's purview whether or not to adopt such a resolution or whether or not any other fees need to be adjusted, but this was our attempt to comply with what the board had requested on June 8th.
Okay. Any questions? None? None? Okay. Entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second?
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion passed 4-0. Okay, at this time, we're going to break for the...
No, Mr. Chairman.
You got something else?
You gotta read his
With
stuff.
all due, so there's a pattern you have to go through. Mr. Chairman, I desire the advice of the Board of County Commissioners concerning the case of Pasco County, Florida versus Amerisource Bergen Drug Corporation et al. Case number 8:18 CV 1558T 33 AEP, U.S. Middle District Court, Florida. Status of the litigation and litigation strategy, recent developments related to the settlement options, and for that reason, I request the private attorney-client meeting. If the board approves, you should open the private attorney-client meeting and announce the commencement, estimated length of time of the private attorney-client meeting, the names of the persons attending. At the conclusion of the private attorney-client meeting, the board's public meeting should be reconvened and you should announce the termination of the private attorney-client meeting. The entire private attorney-client meeting will be reported by a certified court reporter, and the transcript thereof will be made a public record upon conclusion of litigation. I estimate that the attorney-client meeting will last approximately 60 minutes. We have scheduled a certified court reporter to be in attendance in the Commissioner's Conference Room for the private attorney-client meeting. Do you have copies? Your statement. That's what you have to read.
All of this here. Oh, yeah. I hereby announce the commencement of a private attorney-client meeting at which the board will discuss the status of the litigation strategy, and recent developments relating to settlement options in Pasco County, Florida versus
Amerisource Bergen.
There you go, Amerisource Bergen, Drug Corporation et al. Case number 818 CV-1558. Yeah. T33 AEP, U.S. District Court, Maryland.
Middle District.
MD, Middle District, Florida. The names of the persons expected to attend the private attorney and meeting are myself, Chairman Ron Oakley, Commissioner Mike Moore, Jack Mariano, and Christina Fitzpatrick, the County Attorney Jeffrey Steinsteiner, the County Administrator Dan Biles, David Goldstein, Chief Assistant County Attorney, Christy Sims, Senior Assistant County Attorney, Jeff Gandy, Esquire, outside counsel, and a court reporter. The estimated length of the attorney-client meeting, approximately
60. We'll go with 60 minutes.
yeah, 60 minutes. Yes, that's 90. 60 minutes. The private attorney-client meeting will now convene on the Commissioner's Conference Room.
And given that that will be about the time of your lunch break, we will adjourn the private attorney-client meeting when you recommence at 1:30 so that the clerk's office doesn't have to stand by.
Right. Which means we'll take up,
We'll
we'll take up 107 at 1.
Right.
Yeah, after lunch. So nobody will have to stand by on that. So, okay? Do we need a motion on
Nope.
that? Okay?
You just adjourned.
All right, we adjourn. Break now for lunch.
comments.
Why do I have like